In today's video, we're going to talk very much about rotation and how rotation is very likely costing you distance, but also just consistency. Now, what always inspires these videos that I create for you guys are students that I get to meet. And quite often, when I meet students for the first time, they have a lot of misconceptions. Misconceptions about the backswing, but also massive misconceptions about the downswing, particularly when it comes to hip rotation. Now, there's absolutely no doubt in the golf swing that we do need to turn our hips. Okay, you can see the way I finish my golf swing very much here with my hips face towards the target. And we're going to explain the importance of that in today's video. But if you're the kind of golfer who is forcing hip rotation, particularly coming in towards the downswing, then I think this video is also going to change your approach towards what we need to do. Now, for this video, I'm going to focus my attention on swinging towards you guys. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my club here and I'm going to place a line going through the heel of the club and up through my elbow line, known as our sort of swing plane. Now, what we need to do to be able to be consistent in golf is we need to make sure that as I swing through, my club shaft travels up that plane line, and I also keep the club head very much in line with my hands, like so. Okay, and this would be known as keeping the club moving through on plane. And that's why often when we look at a lot of the tour professionals, that club looks really stable at the bottom part of the golf swing. Now, I meet a lot of golfers who try and rotate, and what they do is they end up sort of classing as a spinning action. And the problem is if you start spinning, and spinning basically means this, it's where you're not allowing the pelvis to shift to the left. If you start spinning, okay, so this is the correct movement here, which we'll come to again at the end of the lesson. If I start spinning, see my hands now go this way. Okay, so my hands have now been dragged too far under the plane line. So what will naturally happen is my club head will try and stay on plane. See the difference between these two now? And this is what will cause you a couple of things. One, it's going to cause you to really slice it because my face is now really, really open. And that's also going to give you a tremendous loss of distance. Now, the other way to sort of think about this is golfers who have a problem with early hip extension. Early hip extension is when you have a tendency to stand up too much. Okay, now, golfers who have a tendency to early hip extend, they don't actually suffer from a loss of distance. And the reason for this is because of the points that I've made. You see, if I have a tendency this time to stand up, which means I'm moving closer to the ball, then I can still throw that club down on the back of the ball, and to be able to stay on plane, I'm going to need more arm rotation because I can't keep my body moving through to help me guide the club on plane. And this means that I'm going to excessively close down the club face. And that's why typically golfers who struggle with early hip extension don't really have a problem with distance. They have a problem with controlling accuracy. And that's why you're trying to navigate the blend between the person who just spins across the golf ball, the person who stands up. And that's why you need to learn how to move towards the left as you are simultaneously turning through the golf ball. And the reason for that is because that helps you get the hands moving through the plane line whilst keeping the club head stable. So, what's the exercise that we should be doing to practice this? Well, the exercise I get all of my students to do is a very simple pelvis into leg exercise. Now, you can mirror image this. You can do this in the backswing, but particularly in today's video, I want to focus on the through swing. See the way I turn my pelvis down in towards my leg like so. Now, if I do my spinning action, that's this. There's no weight pressure shifting underneath that lead side. Go this way, early hip extension, obviously no rotation. So understanding and getting a feel for turning that pelvis down in towards that leg is absolutely key. Now, a real telling sign if you're doing this correctly is your upper body. See, if I kind of do a backswing movement here, if I sort of spin, my upper body will kind of get stuck behind it. It gets stuck behind it. If I turn the pelvis down into the leg, you'll notice the way the pelvis will move the spine, which will move your upper body over the ball. And that's why turning the pelvis into the leg is so fundamentally key because of the reasons that I said. It means turning the pelvis into the leg means you're navigating linear and rotational movement. It means that your upper body is going to be moving progressively to the lead side. And that's how you're going to end up going from somebody who is losing distance, hitting slices, early hip extending, good distance but a lack of accuracy, and being able to blend that rotational / linear motion together to give you the best of both worlds. See you soon.